It did not come with fire or noise. It came quietly, like a shadow sliding across the stars. Large silver ships appeared above the moon first, then slowly moved closer to Earth. Satellites lost signal. Telescopes showed shapes that no human design had ever used. The world stopped and watched. Inside the largest ship, the Valari leaders stood in a wide control hall. The floor was smooth and soft, made for light bodies. Tall screens showed Earth from every angle. Blue oceans, white clouds, green land. Commander Arvek looked at the planet with calm eyes. His body was thin and tall. His bones were hollow, strong enough for his world, but not heavy. His kind had ruled many systems. They believed knowledge was power, not strength. This is Earth, Arvek said, a young world, high gravity, low. A scientist named Vela moved closer to the screen. Gravity is much higher than our standard, she said. Life should be slow and weak. Then their bodies must be fragile. They survive by thinking, not by force. Arvek nodded. Like all smart species, worlds with harsh land made clever minds, not strong bodies. Machines replaced muscle. Brains replaced bone. Earth was no different. At least, that was what they believed. On Earth, alarms rang in military bases. Governments met in panic. Screens showed the same silver shapes. No weapons fired. No messages came. In one control room, a man named Noah stood quietly. He was an engineer. His job was to watch numbers and systems. He had dark hair, tired eyes, and strong hands shaped by years of work. He did not speak much. He just watched the gravity readings, the orbit paths, the silent ships. They are studying us, Noah said to no one in particular. Beside him, Captain Hale folded her arms. She had trained soldiers for many years. She knew fear, and she knew calm. Or deciding if we are worth talking to, she replied. Back on the alien ship, Arvek gave a simple order. Prepare a landing test. Bella turned. A test, Commander? Yes. If this world is truly dangerous, we will know. If not, we save time. The test was simple. Send a small group of Valari soldiers to the surface. No weapons. Light armor. Let them walk. Let them stand. Let them feel Earth. The Valari believed this was safe. After all, humans lived there. How bad could it be? The landing craft entered the atmosphere over a wide, empty plain. No cities, no armies waiting, just land, wind, and gravity. Inside the craft, 6 Valari soldiers stood ready. Their armor was thin and flexible. Their bones were light. Their muscles were made for low-gravity worlds. One of them, a young soldier named Brian, felt nervous. The gravity readings are high, he said. Higher than training. It will feel heavy, the squad leader replied. But nothing more. The craft touched the ground. The door opened. Gravity rushed in. Rian stepped forward first. The moment his foot touched the soil, his leg bent the wrong way. There was a sharp crack. Pain exploded through his body. He screamed and fell, unable to breathe. Another soldier rushed to help him. As soon as both feet hit the ground, his knees collapsed. His bones could not hold his own weight. His arms snapped as he tried to catch himself. His helmet hit the dirt. Within seconds, all 6 soldiers were on the ground. Some could not move. Some could not scream. Bones broke under simple standing. Armor bent inward. Blood pooled inside suits not designed for such pressure. The squad leader tried to crawl back into the craft. Each movement caused more damage. His ribs cracked like dry wood. His breathing turned wet and slow. Inside the landing craft, the pilot watched in horror. He slammed the door controls. The door closed. The craft lifted off as fast as it could. On the ship above, silence filled the control hall. Vela stared at the medical data streaming in. Her skin turned pale. "Commander!" Their skeletons failed instantly. Arvek did not speak. Arvek. Screens showed broken bodies crushed by nothing more than standing still. "This gravity is not survivable for us," Vela whispered. "Not without full support." Arvek's hands tightened, but the humans lived there. They evolved there. On Earth, cameras captured the landing from far away. Drones recorded the craft touching down, staying only moments, then fleeing back into the sky. Noah leaned closer to the screen. "They didn't even fire," he said. Captain Hale frowned. "They ran." Reports came in from scientists across the world. Gravity levels confirmed. No energy weapons used. No attack patterns. They tested the ground. Noah said, "Literally." Back on the alien ship, emergency teams worked to save the injured soldiers. Advanced medicine kept them alive, but their bones were shattered beyond full repair. Reen lay in a medical pod, crying softly. He had never known pain like this. He had trained for battle. He had faced radiation storms, but gravity had defeated him in one step. Arvek stood beside the pods. "Commander," Vela said carefully, "this changes our understanding." "How?" Arvek asked. "Humans are not weak," she said. "Their environment forced their bodies to become strong. Very strong." Arvek looked back at Earth. The small blue world no longer looked harmless. "They walk under this force every day," he said. "They run, they fight, they carry weight." "Yes," Vela replied. "To them, this is normal." A message was prepared, but not sent. The Valari needed more time. On Earth, news spread fast. People argued online. Some joked. Some feared invasion. Some felt pride. In a small town near the landing site, a group of farmers found marks in the soil. Deep prints, broken armor pieces, dark stains. One man lifted a bent metal plate with one hand. "Whatever wore this," he said, "wasn't built for our world." The phrase spread across networks. "Built for our world." Noah watched the feeds late into the night. "They thought gravity was our weakness," he said quietly. Captain Hale nodded. "Turns out it's our armor." High above, the Valari fleet stayed in place. Arvek addressed his council. "We made a mistake," he said. "We judged by appearance. We forgot that nature is the first engineer." "What do we do now?" an officer asked. Arvek looked at Earth one more time. "We study them," he said. Carefully, the camera zoomed in on the planet below. Billions of humans moved, worked, lifted, fought gravity without thinking. And for the first time in Valari history, fear entered their calculations. The Valari fleet hovered above Earth in silence. After the disastrous first landing, no one spoke loudly. Every officer and scientist knew the numbers were wrong. Their soldiers had not failed because of poor training. They had failed because their bodies could not survive Earth. Inside the largest command ship, Commander Arvek studied the scans again. Human bodies were denser than expected. Bones thickened, muscles strong, and hearts pumped with force. far beyond Valari norms. Every organ seemed designed to survive crushing weight and constant strain. "Commander," said Vela, pointing at the screen, "they are more than we believed. Their muscles can lift more than we thought possible. Their bones absorb impacts that would shatter ours." Arvek did not move. His eyes were fixed on the small glowing image of a human lifting a heavy beam with ease. They have built themselves from the ground up. Every part of them is adapted to survive here. On Earth, people went about their daily lives, unaware of the observation above. Farmers carried sacks of grain up steep hills. Workers lifted heavy machinery. Children ran and played without pause. Everything seemed normal, but the Valari saw the invisible strength beneath ordinary movement. Arvek called a council meeting. The main table was wide, smooth, and glowing softly. Scientists, soldiers, and officers gathered. None of the usual arrogance remained. "We must understand them," Arvek said. "Our previous assumptions were wrong. Their strength is natural. Their environment made them what they are." Vela raised a question. "Commander, our soldiers cannot survive Earth without heavy reinforcement. Even our best suits fail. Do we risk another landing?" Arvek shook his head slowly. "Not yet. First, we gather information. We study them from above. We learn everything about their biology, their society, their tactics. On Earth, in a remote research base, Noah and Captain Hale received unusual signals. The alien fleet was no longer moving randomly. Sensors detected analysis probes, small devices floating in orbit. These probes did not attack. They scanned quietly, collecting data on everything from population movement to physical strength. Noah leaned over the monitor. "They are learning from us," he said. "Not attacking, just studying." Captain Hale frowned. "Then they will know our full potential soon. We cannot wait to be surprised." Meanwhile, on the Valari ship, a team of scientists worked tirelessly. They ran simulations, testing what would happen if a Valari soldier tried to lift a human-sized object on Earth. Every scenario ended with the soldier crushed or broken. They ran experiments using captured data of human strength. A simulation showed a single human pulling a heavy fallen tree from a road while a Valari soldier struggled to keep balance under its own body weight. "It is incredible," one scientist whispered. "They do not need machines for force. Machines are for convenience. Humans are naturally engineered by gravity itself." Arvek nodded. "It is dangerous to underestimate them. The first landing proved that." Vela hesitated. "Commander, if they are this strong, what about combat?" "Any ground attack will fail." Arvek turned. "We must consider that possibility. But first, we will attempt a controlled landing. Reinforce suits, support units, only to observe, not fight." On the Valari fleet, new suits were constructed. Dense, reinforced powered exoskeletons that could support bones and muscles in high gravity. Soldiers trained within simulated gravity chambers. They lifted weights hundreds of times their own body mass. They ran simulations against human movement patterns, but every test failed. Humans adapted. Humans were unpredictable. Humans could recover from fatigue far faster than Valari thought possible. Finally, the fleet chose a small team. They would land in an empty desert area, far from cities, to minimize risk. 6 soldiers, each wearing the heaviest armor the Valari had, boarded the landing craft. The soldiers inside the craft were silent. None of them had ever felt such weight. Each step was calculated. Each movement could cause injury. The craft touched down. The door opened. The soldiers stepped out. The armor held, but the weight of the gravity slowed them. Every movement required effort beyond anything they had trained for. They bent and staggered, barely able to walk. The ground seemed to push back against them. From above, Noah's team watched. Cameras captured the strange movements. A single human worker, Eli, approached the craft from a safe distance. He carried a heavy crate easily, adjusting his balance naturally. The Valari soldiers watched him and did not understand. I bright. Their suits were built for strength, but the humans did not need machines. One soldier tried to lift a fallen rock to test his strength. His armor creaked. His arm shook violently. He dropped it. Eli walked over and moved the rock aside with one hand. The soldiers panicked. Every step was a test. They were failing. Every movement caused stress to bones and muscles that would break if repeated too long. Inside the craft, the pilot attempted to communicate with the command ship. Commander, they cannot handle Earth. Their suits strain constantly. We are risking complete failure. Arvek listened and remained calm. Then observe. That is enough for now. Do not engage. Do not risk their lives unnecessarily. The soldiers moved cautiously, trying to survive. Some fell. Some struggled. One soldier, despite the reinforced suit, fractured his leg while trying to walk across a small slope. Another's arm bent unnaturally under the strain of holding his own weight. Vela monitored the readings. Commander, they are not even at full force. Their bodies cannot recover quickly in this gravity.
We must consider evacuation.
No, observe.
Learn. Adapt. The humans will teach us more in minutes than months of study could provide in simulations. He carried nothing threatening. He simply moved naturally, observing the alien movement. He saw their struggle and was not afraid. His training in heavy lifting, construction work, and survival made him strong. But he had never known his strength until now. Captain Hale watched the monitors and whispered, "They think humans are fragile." They were wrong. Gravity made us dangerous. The Valari soldiers tried to retreat. Some stumbled. Some could not rise. Their exoskeletons strained against forces they were not built to endure. Bones creaked, muscles tore, armor bent. The flight back to the craft was slow and painful. Inside the landing craft, they huddled silently. The pilot managed to lift off, but the crew was shaken. The soldiers had survived, barely, but they were injured. Bones would heal slowly. Muscles would take weeks to recover, and many might never be the same. Back on the fleet, the council met. Arvek faced the assembly. This world is not like the others. Our soldiers survive only with heavy support. The humans are natural warriors. They do not need armor. Their bones and muscles are built to endure what would kill us instantly. Bella added, Commander, our previous plan to study or control them with light forces is impossible. Even our most reinforced units face danger. Arvek nodded slowly. Then we proceed carefully. Next steps require more knowledge. No attacks. No landings without full preparation. And perhaps we must consider diplomacy before confrontation. The human world remained unaware of how close it had come to an alien misunderstanding. For every farmer, worker, and child, the Earth's gravity was a simple fact of life. They lifted, ran, and endured naturally. And in doing so, they had already won a victory that the Valari Union could not understand. Noah sat back in his chair and looked at the sky. They will come again, he said. Captain Hale crossed her arms. Let them. They will learn quickly that humans are not what they expect. High above, the Valari fleet hovered silently, scanning, calculating, and learning. They had underestimated a world. They had misjudged a species, and now they faced the truth. Earth's gravity did not weaken its inhabitants. It made them warriors, and the Valari would never forget it. The Valari fleet moved cautiously over Earth. After the disastrous first landings, no one wanted to repeat the same mistake. Commander Arvek ordered a new mission. This time, the purpose was controlled observation. They would see humans in action, understand their strength, and record everything without direct confrontation. Inside the largest ship, Vela prepared a new simulation chamber. 6 reinforced Valari soldiers would walk among artificial Earth terrain. Sensors would monitor muscle strain, bone stress, and movement patterns. Every detail would be captured for analysis. The goal was simple: understand how humans survived under crushing gravity. On Earth, humans carried on. Eli, the construction worker who had accidentally impressed the aliens before, returned to his normal routine. He lifted heavy beams and moved debris with ease. Noah, the engineer, calculated structural loads for a new bridge, unaware that every movement was being observed by alien sensors high above. Captain Hale trained soldiers in heavy combat drills. They ran, lifted, and fought with weights beyond what the Valari imagined possible. The Valari soldiers stepped onto the simulated terrain inside their ship. The floor replicated Earth's gravity perfectly. Their reinforced exoskeletons hummed as the sensors monitored every step. Immediately, the soldiers realized how dangerous even simple movement could be. Bones ached under pressure. Muscles strained to keep balance. Ryan, one of the soldiers, stumbled. The suit compensated partially, but his legs shook violently. "I cannot move properly," he whispered. "The gravity, it controls me." An officer shook his head. "This is Earth. You will learn to survive or fail. Observe, record, adapt." On Earth, Eli carried a massive concrete slab up a steep hill. He adjusted his balance naturally, his muscles responding instantly to the weight. One slip could have been fatal, but his body absorbed the strain with precision. Above, the Valari watched the data streams from sensors and recorded every detail. Captain Hale observed her team in the training yard. One soldier lifted a heavy training dummy while another ran with a weighted backpack. "Our world is our advantage," she said. "Gravity trains us before any battle begins." The Valari scientists were stunned. Every simulation they ran previously had underestimated humans. Even with reinforced suits, their soldiers moved like heavy machines. Humans moved like natural engines. They adapted. They balanced. They endured. "Commander," Vela said, showing the screen, "one human can lift more than 3 of our soldiers combined and still run without stopping. Their endurance is beyond anything we expected." Arvek frowned. "And yet they appear fragile. Our first impression was correct in appearance only. Strength is hidden in their structure, in their evolution." A new plan emerged on the Valari fleet. This time they would invite humans to a controlled environment, a low-gravity station, to observe them directly. They believed humans would struggle without Earth's gravity. They expected weakness. They planned to test human combat and endurance. Noah, Eli, and Captain Hale received unusual communications. Alien messages requested a meeting, a joint exercise in a neutral location. Humans debated, but curiosity won. Eli volunteered. Captain Hale insisted on a small military escort. Noah joined as a technical observer. The journey to the station was tense. Humans had never been off the planet for such a long trip. Aliens watched every move, expecting fatigue and weakness to appear quickly. Upon arrival, the humans stepped onto the artificial gravity deck. It was weaker than Earth, meant to simulate their bodies struggling in a lighter environment. The Valari soldiers waited, confident that humans would stumble, falter, or collapse. Instead, humans adapted almost instantly. Eli adjusted his stance, moving naturally. Captain Hale's soldiers recalculated every step, maintaining perfect balance. Noah observed systems, noting how quickly human bodies compensated for low gravity. The Valari were shocked. One Valari officer, curious about human limits, approached a human marine named Aaron. He challenged Aaron to lift a heavy object, assuming the marine would struggle. Aaron picked it up easily and adjusted his grip, keeping perfect balance. The officer stepped back in disbelief. His suit strained, his arms shook, and he dropped his own object while Aaron carried his effortlessly. Other humans demonstrated speed, agility, and problem-solving under pressure. Valari soldiers could not keep up, their training insufficient for the adaptability of humans. Every movement they made was slow, measured, and strained. Every movement humans made was fluid, strong, and precise. The Valari Council monitored the simulation. Panic began to creep in. Commander Arvek realized that humans were not only strong, they were unpredictable. Their instincts, honed by Earth's gravity, allowed them to perform feats no simulation had predicted. Commander, we cannot fight them on Earth. Not yet. They will always adapt faster than our machines or training can match. Arvek remained silent for a long time. He looked at the human team moving through the simulated terrain. Eli lifted a fallen structure. Captain Hale directed her soldiers with authority. Aaron handled challenges that would crush Valari soldiers. They are natural warriors, Arvek admitted finally. Our assumptions were wrong. Strength is not in armor or weapons. It is in their bodies, in their evolution. Meanwhile, on Earth, sensors captured every alien observation. Noah and Eli discussed what they could see through the alien communications.
They think they are studying us, Noah said, but they do not understand what they are seeing.
We do not even notice our own strength. Captain Hale nodded. And that is our advantage. They will never expect how much the Earth has trained us. The Valari officers grew more tense. Every test of human strength failed to produce weakness. Even their most advanced simulations showed humans adapting beyond expectation. Bones, muscles, endurance, reflexes, all exceeded Valari assumptions.
Ryan whispered to his companion.
We cannot match them. Every time we move, they adapt. Every weight, every step, they overcome it. Vela monitored the medical simulations. Even if we reinforce their suits further, humans still outperform our soldiers. They are built by gravity itself. They do not need machines to survive. Their bodies are weapons. Commander Arvek turned toward the council. This changes everything. A direct confrontation on Earth is unthinkable. Even here, in controlled conditions, they surpass us. The humans continued to move through the station. Eli carried massive beams. Captain Hale's team ran drills with extreme weights. Aaron adjusted to low gravity, moving faster and more precise than any Valari soldier. The Valari realized the truth. Humans were not just survivors. They were natural warriors. Every challenge, every injury, every struggle in Earth's gravity had forged them into beings that could endure anything. Arvek addressed his officers. We will not attempt another ground attack without full preparation. We will study, observe, and learn. The humans have turned their planet into a weapon we cannot comprehend. The Valari soldiers returned to the ship. Their exoskeletons strained, their bones ached, and their muscles burned from exertion. Even the most reinforced suits had limits. Humans, however, did not show exhaustion. They moved naturally, adjusted to challenges instinctively, and continued their work with ease. Noah, Eli, and Captain Hale returned to Earth. They had not fought, yet they had shown the aliens that humans were far stronger than expected. The observation alone had proven it. On the Valari fleet, the Council held an emergency meeting. Arvek stood at the center. "We misjudged them," he said. "They are not fragile. They are not weak. Their planet, their gravity, their evolution, it has created warriors. We must rethink everything." Bella added, "Commander, our next step must be careful. Even one mistake could destroy us if we underestimate them again." Arvek nodded. "We learn. We plan. We do not attack. The humans will show us their strength at every step, and we must be ready to adjust or fail." For the first time, the Valari feared a species simply for existing on its world. Earth had become more than a planet. It was a proving ground, and its people were living weapons. The aliens would never forget the lesson they had learned. The lesson of gravity, endurance, and a species forged by a world that refused to make them weak. And humans, unaware of the full extent of alien attention, continued their lives. They lifted, ran, built, and endured. Every simple act of living became proof that their world had trained them well. The Valari would return. But they would never again approach humans with underestimation or arrogance. Earth's gravity had already decided the outcome, and the humans had not yet even realized their true power. The Valari fleet hovered above Earth for days, silent and calculating. Commander Arvek paced the command hall, his long legs moving faster than his mind could process. Every report from the observation missions confirmed the same truth. Humans were strong beyond belief. Their bodies had been shaped by crushing gravity and constant effort. They could lift, run, and endure in ways no Valari soldier could match. "Commander," Vela said, pointing at the data streams, "their soldiers, workers, and civilians, everyone we've observed, adapts instantly. They do not tire like we do. Their muscles recover faster than any simulation predicts." Arvek nodded slowly. "And they survive every injury without hesitation. Even small accidents that would cripple a Valari leave them standing." The council debated long and quietly. Valari had never faced a species like this. Planets had been conquered before. Armies had been broken. Machines had won wars. But humans were neither fragile nor predictable. Their strength was natural, their endurance instinctive, and their ability to adapt immediate. Finally, the council decided on a plan. If they wanted to conquer or control humans, it could not be done through ground forces alone. A strike from orbit, using drones and weapons, would be safer. No soldiers would land. Weapons would strike key points, communication centers, factories, and military bases. They assumed humans would crumble under the first serious attack. On Earth, life continued unaware of the threat. Noah checked readings at his engineering station, Eli lifted heavy construction beams, and Captain Hale drilled her soldiers. Every human moved with efficiency, precision, and strength. They were fit, trained, and prepared in ways the Valari could not imagine. The attack began without warning. From orbit, Valari drones descended, releasing concentrated energy strikes. Explosions lit up cities and industrial zones. Machines toppled. Vehicles were destroyed. Fires spread across some urban areas. Humans reacted quickly. Noah used engineering expertise to redirect energy and create barriers. He moved massive steel beams into position with his strength and precision, forming shields faster than the drones could adapt. Captain Hale's soldiers rushed into damaged zones, lifting debris and rescuing civilians. They carried injured people while dodging drones, moving heavier loads than any Valari drone could anticipate. Eli led a small group to block a drone's path. He lifted broken vehicles, holding them steady against the weapon's force. The drone fired repeatedly, but Eli adjusted, shifted weight, and stayed standing. The drone crashed against the obstacle. Useless. On the Valari fleet, Arvek watched the reports. Screens showed soldiers struggling to manage damage, machines failing, and humans moving with unmatched speed and strength. "They are stronger than we predicted," he said. "Even indirect attacks fail." Vela shook her head. "Commander, we cannot use conventional attacks. Humans adapt faster than our drones can respond. They lift, move, and endure. Even our strikes are too slow to stop them." A Valari strategist proposed sending soldiers to the ground, reinforced with exoskeletons and heavy armor. Arvek considered it, but every scenario simulation ended the same way. Human strength and endurance overcame the soldiers. Bones snapped, muscles tore, and movement became impossible under Earth's gravity. Even reinforced suits were insufficient. On the ground, humans were already proving this. Aaron, a Marine in Captain Hale's team, ran toward a collapsed structure. With his strength, he lifted a massive section of concrete, holding it above his head while guiding trapped civilians out. Other humans followed, forming impromptu teams. They did not panic. They did not wait for machines or help. Their bodies carried them. Their instincts guided them. Noah observed this with fascination. "They designed themselves," he said quietly. "Everything in them is built for this, for lifting, for running, for surviving disasters, for war." Captain Hale nodded. "And for this moment, they underestimate us at their own risk. They recalculated trajectories, increased power, and targeted humans directly. But humans moved faster than the attacks, using their strength to survive each strike. One drone fired at Eli, who lifted a fallen truck and moved behind it. The weapon struck the truck, not him. He carried it forward, shielding others and redirecting the force. The Valari fleet began to panic. Reports came in of drones destroyed, key machines neutralized, and entire attacks failing because humans used their own bodies as weapons and shields. Even minor humans, children and teenagers, avoided harm through natural balance and speed. "Commander," Vela said urgently, "the humans adapt faster than our technology. Any direct strike will fail. Even if we bombard their cities, they survive. They endure everything we can throw at them."
Avek's eyes narrowed. "Then we must reconsider."
"Our strategy of conquest is impossible under current conditions. The humans' planet, their gravity, their evolution, it is a weapon against us." Meanwhile, on Earth, Eli and Aaron coordinated civilians and soldiers. They lifted vehicles, cleared debris, and redirected machinery. Noah provided technical support, calculating weight distribution and structural stability to prevent collapse. Captain Hale directed strategic movements, keeping humans safe while maximizing efficiency. The Valari realized the extent of the problem. Even indirect attacks had failed. Human strength was not just physical. It was tactical, instinctive, and immediate. They recovered from injuries, adapted to forces, and acted faster than machines could predict. Arvek addressed the fleet. "Withdraw all ground troops. Do not attempt landings until we understand more. Drones and orbital strikes are not sufficient. The humans will survive. Their planet trains them. Their world has made them weapons. We cannot fight them directly. Vela nodded. Commander, even if we try to develop new technology, humans will adapt before it is ready. They are unpredictable, durable, and strong. Every calculation shows they cannot be beaten with force alone. Cities were rebuilding already. Fires had been controlled. Machinery replaced damaged structures. Humans moved as if the attack had been minor. Their strength, endurance, and instinct had protected them. Noah watched from his control room. They came to test us, he said quietly. They thought they could break us with force. But they misjudged Earth and its people. Captain Hale placed a hand on his shoulder. They underestimated gravity. They underestimated humans. And that is their mistake. Above, Arvek made a decision. We will observe. We will learn. We will not attack again. The humans have proven one fact. Earth's gravity does not weaken them. It empowers them. On the ground, humans continued to work, lift, and move. Every act of living had become an advantage, a demonstration of endurance and power. Eli carried rubble. Aaron directed evacuation, Noah calculated, and Captain Hale led her soldiers. The Valari had failed to break them because humans had never been weak. They had been forged by the pressures of their world. The Valari fleet retreated slightly, leaving observation drones at a safe distance. Arvek addressed his council. We cannot fight them. We cannot conquer them. Their world has made them warriors, and we must respect that power before we act again. Bella agreed. Commander, the humans are not only physically superior in this environment. Their minds, their coordination, and their instinctive adaptation make them unstoppable in their own world. Arvek's gaze remained fixed on the blue planet below. Then we must wait. And when the time comes, we approach not with arrogance or force, but with understanding. Or we fail completely. They lifted, ran, rebuilt, and survived. Each movement, each action proved that Earth's gravity had trained them well. Each act was proof that their world had prepared them for anything, even the most advanced alien forces in the galaxy. And the Valari fleet, for the first time, realized that they had underestimated the wrong species. The humans of Earth had won not through weapons or machines, but through the simple, unyielding strength built into their very bodies. And no alien army would ever approach them lightly again. The Valari fleet lingered near Earth, hovering silently above the blue planet. Commander Arvek watched the data coming in. Every observation confirmed the same truth. Humans were stronger, faster, and more durable than any Valari had expected. Every time they tested, humans adapted. Every plan the Valari created failed. Even their most advanced machines and weapons could not break the people of Earth. Arvek called a council meeting. The main hall was silent, except for the soft hum of the ship's systems. Officers and scientists gathered around a wide, glowing table. Vela spoke first. Commander, our observations show humans survive every challenge we create. They lift objects heavier than any soldier, adapt instantly to changes, and recover from injury faster than our simulations allow. They are beyond what we predicted. Arvek's long fingers tapped the table lightly. We cannot continue with indirect strikes or ground assaults. Every approach we take fails. If we want to study or control this planet, we must find another way. A strategist suggested diplomacy. Perhaps we can reach an agreement, he said. If we show respect, they may cooperate. Humans are intelligent. They can reason. Arvik nodded. Because, yes, but we must also prepare. We cannot risk underestimating them again. Their strength is natural, and their instincts are precise. Any attack, any misstep, could destroy our soldiers and technology instantly. On Earth, the humans had already noticed the presence of the alien fleet. Noah, the engineer, monitored the sensors carefully. Eli lifted heavy beams to clear debris from a collapsed construction site. Captain Hale trained her soldiers with weights far beyond normal limits. Aaron, a young Marine, moved quickly, coordinating teams while carrying massive loads himself. The Valari decided to test humans again, but this time differently. Instead of attacking with weapons, they sent a small landing party to establish a temporary base on Earth. Their goal was observation and controlled interaction. Reinforced exoskeletons protected the soldiers. Medical teams prepared for bone fractures, muscle tears, and other injuries expected in Earth's gravity. The landing craft descended in a remote desert far from cities. 6 soldiers stepped out. Their armor hummed as sensors adjusted to the heavy gravity. They moved slowly, carefully, but even reinforced suits struggled. Bones creaked, joints strained, and muscles burned. From a distance, a human scout team arrived. Eli and Aaron observed first. They were not armed aggressively. They simply approached, carrying supplies for a field project. The Valari soldiers watched them carefully, expecting panic or weakness. Eli lifted a massive slab of rock to clear a path. Aaron adjusted a fallen tree without effort. Every movement, every adjustment, displayed instinctive strength and control. The Valari soldiers could barely keep balance. Commander Arvik monitored the landing remotely. Even reinforced, our soldiers cannot match them, he said quietly. The humans do not tire. They do not hesitate. Their adaptation is immediate. Vela analyzed the data. Commander, we cannot fight them directly. Any attack, even small, will fail. Their physical power is enhanced by gravity, yes, but also by instinct and coordination. They act as one when necessary, yet remain individuals with unique strength. Back on Earth, Captain Hale led a small training exercise. Soldiers carried heavy weights, jumped over obstacles, and ran long distances while managing loads heavier than any alien could handle. Eli helped by lifting fallen structures, moving debris, and assisting others without slowing down. Noah calculated structural stress, predicting which objects humans could move safely. The Valari soldiers attempted to interfere. They tried to test human endurance, creating small obstacles and challenges. Every effort failed. Humans moved around barriers, lifted heavy objects effortlessly, and continued working without fatigue. One alien officer attempting to block Aaron's path was nearly knocked down when Aaron shifted a massive beam in his path. The officer's suit creaked and strained. Commander Arvik's voice was calm but firm. Observe only. Do not attempt combat. We must record, learn, and understand. Humans have turned their planet into a training ground. Every step they take has been honed by gravity, endurance, and survival instinct. Commander, they do not just survive, they dominate. Their muscles, bones, and reflexes are beyond expectation. Even in reduced gravity simulations, they outperform our best soldiers. The Valari fleet maintained orbit, but did not interfere. Drones recorded everything. Every lift, every jump, every act of endurance was captured. Humans were unaware of the full observation, but their strength was clear. Noah spoke to Captain Hale quietly. They are testing us again, but we do not even notice it. Every move we make proves how well we are built for our world. Captain Hale smiled slightly. Then let them watch. They will learn. And if they try to fight, they will discover that Earth's gravity is our weapon. The Valari Council debated the next steps. Arvek considered a larger strike, but rejected it. Every calculation showed failure. Even with new weapons, humans adapted instantly. Every obstacle, every barrier, and every machine sent to harm them was countered by instinct, strength, or teamwork. Vela added, "Commander, some of our soldiers are injured even with reinforced suits. They cannot walk for long without assistance. Humans, however, continue without pause." Arvek's eyes narrowed. This is what makes them dangerous. Not just strength, but resilience. Every challenge they face only strengthens them further. On Earth, the humans moved efficiently. Eli carried supplies for the construction project while lifting debris to clear paths. Aaron directed teams while carrying multiple heavy objects. Noah calculated stability and balance, ensuring no one was injured. Captain Hale coordinated movements, directing her soldiers to work with precision and strength. The Valari watched in disbelief. Every expectation they had was wrong. Humans were not fragile. They were not weak. They did not falter. They adapted instantly, survived injury, and continued without fatigue. Commander Arvek addressed the council. "We cannot attack. We cannot underestimate them again. Their strength is natural. Their instincts precise. Their planet has made them warriors. Any mistake could destroy us completely." Vela nodded. "Even if we develop new technology, they will adapt faster than we can deploy it. They are unpredictable, durable, and strong." Humans continued their work, lifting, running, and surviving. Every action displayed endurance, balance, and natural strength. Even under tests designed to challenge them, they succeeded without effort. The Valari fleet began to retreat slightly, keeping observation drones in place. "We learn," Arvek said quietly. "We do not attack. The humans have proven one fact. Earth's gravity empowers them, and we must respect that power before we act again." Humans on Earth continued to work, lift, and move. Every simple act of living demonstrated the advantage they held over any alien force. Eli carried heavy debris. Aaron coordinated efforts. Noah calculated and adjusted structures. And Captain Hale directed soldiers. Every action was proof that Earth's gravity had trained them well. Commander Arvek observed silently. "We misjudged them. They are not only physically superior. Their minds, coordination, and instinctive adaptation make them unstoppable on their own planet. We cannot conquer them. We cannot fight them directly." Vela added quietly, "Commander, if we continue to underestimate them, it could cost us everything. We must approach them with understanding, or we fail completely." The humans of Earth were unaware of the full attention they were receiving. They continued to live, lift, and endure. Each act of survival, each movement against gravity, each challenge overcome reinforced the lesson that the Valari had learned. And for the Valari, the lesson was clear. Never underestimate a species forged by its world. No army, no weapon, and no strategy could break humans where gravity had made them strong. And the humans, still unaware of the power they wielded naturally, continued their lives, unknowingly proving that Earth had already made them undefeatable. The Valari fleet had returned to orbit, but tension filled every ship. Commander Arvek stood silently, watching Earth's blue oceans and green continents. Every observation, every failed test, every misjudgment had brought the Valari to a single truth. Humans were unlike any species they had ever encountered. Their bodies, minds, and instincts were all honed by the crushing gravity of their world. They were natural warriors, and no Valari weapon or plan could fully overcome them. Inside the largest chip, Vela projected a holographic map of Earth. "Commander, our simulations show a full-scale ground strike will fail. Even with reinforced soldiers and support systems, they adapt faster than we can deploy resources. Our drones cannot harm them without countermeasures, and humans survive environmental hazards that would destroy us immediately." Arvek's long fingers tapped the table lightly. "Then we must try a new approach. One final test, a weapon designed to show our full power, controlled so that we can observe the humans' response. If they survive this, we will have to reconsider everything about how we view their species." A secret project had been underway for weeks. The Valari had built a superweapon in orbit, designed to crush entire areas with immense gravity pulses. Unlike conventional weapons, it would simulate pressures beyond Earth's normal gravity, theoretically shattering even the strongest human bones and structures. The Council believed this would finally prove if humans were truly capable of surviving their world. Noah, Captain Hale, Eli, and Aaron noticed unusual anomalies in orbit sensors. Strange energy readings appeared over several locations on the planet. Drones observed the formation of a large, unidentified structure in space. At first, humans speculated it was a new Valari station, perhaps for research. But the readings suggested immense force, something that could alter gravity itself. The Valari weapon activated. A concentrated gravity pulse targeted a remote area first, simulating forces many times stronger than Earth's normal pull. The energy field pressed down like invisible mountains. Trees bent, rocks cracked, and dust rose in massive clouds. The Valari observed from a distance, confident that humans would be crushed instantly. But the humans reacted. Eli lifted massive fallen trees with ease, adjusting to the pulse. Aaron carried supplies and assisted civilians caught in the shifting terrain. Captain Hale coordinated movements to stabilize the area. Even under forces designed to break them, they adapted naturally. Noah calculated structural stress and predicted how humans could use heavy objects to redirect force. Humans moved instinctively, surviving where Valari expected failure. Inside the Valari fleet, alarms blared. Sensors showed that even minor humans were unaffected by the superweapon's full force. Bones did not break, muscles held. Every calculation failed to predict human endurance. "Commander," Vela shouted, "they are surviving the pulse. Even at maximum output, they are adapting." "Our weapon is ineffective." Arvek clenched his fists. "Impossible. Ow." "Every model shows failure. How can humans withstand this?" A Valari soldier, monitoring remotely, whispered, "It's the gravity of their planet. They are built for it. They do not even notice our pressure." The pulse intensified. Cities remained untouched, as if the humans themselves absorbed and redirected the energy. Structures that could have collapsed remained standing because humans reinforced them using instinctive knowledge of balance and force. Humans carried each other, moved heavy debris, and endured the simulated crushing force without pause. Noah realized the truth. This is not a weapon they can fail against. The more pressure, the stronger they become. Earth made them this way. Captain Hale nodded. "Everything we've trained for, every weight we've lifted, every long run and drill, it prepared us for this. Gravity is our ally. The stronger they try to crush us, the stronger we respond." Above, Arvek's expression was unreadable. He had seen many worlds, many species, and many wars. None had survived even the simplest Valari test like this. Humans were rewriting the rules. The Valari Council debated the next step. Some wanted to destroy the superweapon to avoid further embarrassment. Others argued for continued observation. Arvek remained silent, watching humans adapt, survive, and even flourish under impossible conditions. The humans, unaware of the Valari Council's panic, worked together instinctively. Eli carried a fallen steel beam to stabilize a cracked structure. Aaron lifted enormous blocks of stone to redirect the pulse's energy. Captain Hale led her soldiers to reinforce buildings and protect civilians. Noah recalculated gravity shifts and suggested adjustments to prevent collapse. Their coordination, endurance, and strength seemed limitless. The superweapon's pulse increased again, designed to create gravity levels beyond what any human could endure. The Valari believed this would finally prove their superiority, but humans continued to survive. They adapted faster than the pulse could shift, moved objects to counterbalance the force, and maintained control of the environment. Even minor humans were unaffected by pressures that should have crushed their skeletons. Vela spoke quietly, almost in disbelief. "Commander, they are not just strong. They are natural warriors. They are built to endure our worst attacks." Every calculation fails. Every prediction is wrong. Arvek's gaze remained fixed on Earth. They are unstoppable where their world has shaped them. We cannot fight them. We cannot conquer them. We must accept it. The Valari's superweapon, designed for domination, had failed completely. Even the smallest humans adapted instinctively to the most extreme forces. Every attempt to harm them had backfired, demonstrating that Earth's gravity combined with evolution had created a species that could survive impossible conditions. On the ground, Eli, Aaron, Captain Hale, and Noah continued their work. Each lifted debris, stabilized structures, and directed civilians. They moved effortlessly under forces that should have broken their bones. Their endurance, coordination, and instinctive strength proved the truth. Humans were made by their world to survive anything. Arvek addressed the council. "We cannot fight them. We cannot dominate them. Their planet, their gravity, and their evolution have created warriors. Any attack will fail. Any ground landing will fail. Humans have become living weapons." Vela nodded slowly. "Even our most advanced technology is useless against them. We cannot predict, crush, or control them." The Valari fleet retreated from Earth orbit. Observation drones remained in place, but no attack would be launched. Commander Arvek accepted the truth. Humans had survived a test designed to break them completely. Their strength, endurance, and instinctive adaptation were unmatched. Noah, Eli, Aaron, and Captain Hale returned to normal duties, unaware of how close they had come to disaster. They had survived the Valari's greatest test, not with weapons, but with their own strength and instinct. The humans of Earth had proven one undeniable fact: their world had made them warriors. Every lift, every run, every struggle had forged them into beings that no alien species could easily conquer. Above, the Valari recorded, observed, and learned. Every calculation confirmed the same truth. Humans could not be underestimated. Earth had forged a species that could endure anything. And from this day forward, the galaxy would know: never judge a species by appearance alone. Judge it by the world that shaped it. The humans had not even realized the full measure of their power, yet the Valari and all who watched understood. Earth's children were warriors. Their world had made them unstoppable, and nothing would ever change that.